there is new, we call it Agile Scrum. Agile Scrum project management is just the project owner who wanted the project, what they want the product or they want services. They will list down what they want. They call it product backlog. Then after you got all the list, what do you want? For your situation, you list what do you want to run the events or to run your activities. Just list them down, and then to develop the team. And then you sequence the list that you have. Maybe you have 12 items to do. You sequence the list. You break them into which one you can do first, which one you can do, which one is ready. You want to go doing what is easiest first, or you want to go to do the higher risk first, or you want to do the most significant item first. So you just break them down into those categories, and those are sprint. So you may have several sprint depending on your needs. Maybe you have sprint for risk, high risk items or high risk tasks. You can create one sprint. You may create sprint for the easiest task. You may create sprints for the most expensive item to deal with. So those sprints are the collection of the items required. The items required list out by the owner, list out by the manager, or list out by the person who wanted the product and services. So those lists, they call it backlog. Backlog is being categorized and being break down into a smaller chunk of activities. We call it sprint. And then the sprint will be done by a group of team, and then the sprint will be, all the items will be cleared one after another. After you clear another one, you will develop another sprint. During the sprint, if you break the item into sprint, say 4 items on the sprint, in that sprint, we have all the process of review, you have meetings, and the Scrum Master will be looking at the activities, and you try to clear those group of sprint. And the clearance of group of sprint is the acceptance of the output of the sprints. For example, you have sprint 1, the event. Sprint 1 is you have a collection of advertising, collection of developing the registration form. Sprint item 3, maybe you are determining the potential participants. So maybe you have three items or 3 backlog in the sprint. So you have to group the sprint. You have to identify what is the end product of the sprint, of the 3 sprint. The end product will be a program of admitting the participant, advertising, getting the participant, and register them. So those are a group sprint 1 that you establish for the event. So you focus on the sprint. After you completed the sprint, after the completion of the sprint, when you start having the participant to come and join you, that is the completion of the sprint. You don't go back and review those items anymore because that part is done. And then you move to the next sprint. So this is a new concept. That's how the new concept of project management compared to the conventional waterfall. The conventional waterfall, you have to do everything, then you deliver the project. But now you can deliver the project sprint by sprint, and you can achieve the result sprint by sprint. You may already have a system, you may already have participants registered at the time you're still working on the program.